Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace, love and light. Welcome back to another episode of Tuff Talk Tuesday. This is episode 32, Air Magic. All right, welcome back to another explosive, wonderful episode featuring myself, Blue Pill, alongside the good brother Ken Brispin. All right, we are going to be joined very shortly by our co-host. We will be getting tonight's episode underway. What's good with the family out there? What's good with y'all? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Red Pill. Shout out to KT. Shout out to Mama Pill. Shout out to 19. Shout out to all of the shifters. Shout out to all of the people that got their feet on the ground doing the work out there. All right. There's a lot of people who we know about. There's a lot of people who we don't know about. Condolences to the people out there who have lost someone. All right. And of course, we want to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters around the planet who are participating in Ramadan at this time. Yes, indeed. And our people that are on the front lines, wherever those front lines take them, because some people are frontlining right in their own home. Some people are frontlining in the hospitals. These Uber drivers are the new messiahs. I've had some of the most amazing conversations with Uber drivers as of lately. It's almost like Uber drivers become like the Pope Mobile. It's like a moving confessional. Sometimes you be their therapist, sometimes they be your therapist, but I've always had engaging, interesting conversations with Uber drivers as of lately. And these are people, for the most part, they have their back turned to their clientele. They really don't know who they're dealing with. And I haven't heard too many stories of them being afflicted, or being like super spreaders or dying off a coronavirus. So I don't know if just like being in the service industry gives you a certain level of grace and favor in a particular cover, because those people don't even know who they're dealing with. You know what I mean? They don't got a plexiglass up. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a wall separating them and a passenger. They can't even properly assess whether somebody, quote unquote, looks to be sick, let alone, somebody that's, quote unquote, asymptomatic. So shout out to the Uber drivers, who still kept those that transportation alive and things and people moving around the cities, you know, to the nurses and the doctors on the front line and the people in the hospital. We want to definitely send our love and our light of protection over the people who, have offered themselves up to service other people and do their jobs, and that does not dismiss or go without saying that we know that people are also dying in the hospitals from malpractice and people just not necessarily knowing what they do. And then also from the doctors saying that the choice of life and death is now in their hands because they get to choose who lives and who dies. All right, so with no further ado, let me open up the line to my co-host for the evening, our brother, your good brother, Ken Brispin. Peace, love, and light.
What it
Haha.
do? What's
Okay.
happening?
Peace to the God.
What's up, sir? How are you?
I'm amazing in yourself.
Man, good to do it one more again, yo.
Looking rather clean, rather sharp.
Oh, show up to work, man.
Indeed, man. The waves is crashing. I see them.
We gotta show up to work, yo. We gotta create the normal, right?
Indeed, indeed.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing amazing.
That's what's up.
Doing amazing. It's been another amazing 7 days since we last spoke,
Yeah,
or for that matter, here on this particular platform. The weeks are like months now. We could sum up what happens in a week to the type of breakthroughs that people normally do in a 30-day cycle. You know,
yeah, man.
because one year, like in December of 2020, is gonna feel like a decade.
Right,
You'll feel like a decade removed from 2019 once you get to the end of 2020. So
right.
each week is like a month. And yeah, I saw some amazing things.
Hmm.
There's been some amazing breakthroughs, and we're on the other side of certain things. Last week we were speaking, today we live in a world where documentation has officially been offered to the world, showing them objects of a very interesting nature that can't be explained with the scientific norms that govern this realm of how matter moves, right? So the challenging of questions has officially that door and that window has been opened, you know, because if there are governments that are mindful of the possibility of such a thing existing, then those governments, based on national security, would always say, I need a defense just in case, or else that's poor national security. So are you telling me, or are you telling us, or are you willing to admit that the Space Force has something to do with them knowing that there is other entities that are amongst us? Some might be cool with y'all and some is not. Like, what else are they not saying?
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, Yo, before we even get the bill, bro, I don't even want to take nothing lightly because we live in bizarre world, fam, and you never know what the next week is gonna bring. Like we live in a crazy reality, so I don't take this lightly. You know what I mean? That we get to build, and
Right.
it's still interesting that we took our private conversations, and of course, when we go into the tough talk on censor, then people really know how we get down. But we took our private conversations and then we made it public. You know what I mean? Sparring, a few summers ago, you, me, Buddha Clinks, right, on the line for hours, just jabbing, right? Trying,
Right.
yeah, trying to figure out this time right here. He Buddha Clinks called it with the Android meme. We kind of was crafting the way the world was going to look through our
Yeah.
conversation.
The
I
logo
don't,
sapien and the Android meme.
yes, sir.
He bodied it on both ends. And then he gave you the whole breakdown about the global village written by Matthew McCullough that explains the internet from a very social, psychological experiment type of perspective. So you get to like understand what the whole fiasco of living in an electrified age, what that actually entails. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we haven't really properly assessed what is the effects of visuals and media on the brain. We don't have a 20 or 30-year study to say somebody's been watching TV. Are they making the things that they're watching real? Right? Because what I'm witnessing, especially in this particular event, I seen all of this in the movie before. All of this was on TV at one point or another, right?
Mhm.
It all has been predictably programmed in people's subconscious and planted, for them to have a backboard of which to experience this reality. Everyone is like, is this either a video game or a movie for them, or a cartoon or a TV show? Or they popping up with whole pages out of books that are
Right,
breaking stuff down iota by iota. The
right.
most credible source of media in media is a cartoon named The Simpsons. That's the most credible source of prophetic media. Like, this is what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, what it's going to look like, right? But they have billion-dollar apparatuses that can't call it. But the cartoons are getting it right. So
Hmm.
It's like if we have not been able to really ascertain how the brain discerns reality from fiction, because then it came later and told you with VR with the Oculus Rift, they told you with the Oculus Rift that the brain can't differentiate between what it sees in quote unquote 3D or what it sees in 4D. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
An image is an image to it, and as long as it incorporates feeling, it's real.
Right.
So, have people been watching TV all of this time and making it real and incorporating it?
Hmm. Um, so yeah, but what I was saying too was, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you know, your businesses and the things are taking off because you definitely put the work in and you deserve it. And it just is a testament to that it really takes 20 years to become an overnight celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not you've been at this. So I definitely want to give you your flowers and you know what I mean? Job well done. So
Thank
to address what you were talking about with the footage, right? I was watching it and I was like, damn, why would they release that right now? We definitely live in bizarre world. But I don't want to skip a certain step though. What kind of toys do you think Elon Musk has? Right? We watch Batman, we watch Iron Man, right? We watch Professor Xavier. The thing
yes.
about superheroes is they're balling. The brokest superhero that ever lived was Blank Man,
Like,
right?
yeah, but his little city was tight.
He
Right?
said,
Homeless
But
city.
but even T'Challa got cake, right?
yeah,
There's theme in terms of the superheroes. Now, because our need to believe in something other than this reality, we'll immediately go to the supernatural. But what do you think billionaires do on their free time? You know what I'm saying? Like what do billionaires do on their free time? What kind of toys do they have? What kind of funding, what kind of projects did they do? Especially young billionaires. Someone like Elon Musk, he's relatively a young billionaire. He's not like Warren Buffett. You know what I'm saying? He's an idealist. So this is a guy that works on rockets. Okay. So he works on rockets that he's able to shoot the rocket off and the rocket comes back to the spot that it got shot from, right? Okay. And he's been balling. He sold PayPal, okay, Tesla. So he's been balling. Being a creative is not an issue for him. Is it impossible that when you see a flying object running around and you point to it and say that's an alien, would we not say that was Elon Musk because he has the funding to do it? Not just him, other people though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we watch Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is a businessman by day, and he's a vigilante crime fighter by night. But he has mad toys though. You know what I'm saying? So I that's the first thing that I thought. I wanted to like, yo, before I think about ET or before I think about aliens or something like that, I would think about the baller from on this planet that has free time to create. And I think about the things they share for the public. What about the things they don't share that they keep for themselves? Because everyone's gonna keep something for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So Blue, you there? Or you got knocked off, bro? All right. So I keep the party going. So yeah, I mean, just think about yourself, people. If you had 3 commas in your bank account after you do philanthropy, after you work on your projects for the world, and you take a company public, when the camera's not on you, what would you do with your bread? Right? You literally have so much money that you're bored, right? So why wouldn't one of these characters actually try to live out their comic book fantasy? I know I would. You know, if I had the if I was 100 million, 200, 500 million up, and I was able to fund certain research for genes and human advancement and different type of intelligence, you know, the movie Limitless, what would I spend my money doing? Because you got to keep in mind, some people been balling so long that a Bentley's not shit. It's something to a poor person. It's something to a person that, you know, hasn't lived that kind of life. But if you've been rich 20 years, what's flexing, right? Flexing is people is new money shit, right? So if you've been having cake for a long time and you do your charity, so cool, right? You give back and you're creating things that benefit the public. What else would you do? Right? What changes would you make in your life if you was a Billy up? Not just if you was a Billy up, but your childlike imagination doesn't leave. And I remember being a kid, you know, I used to put the bath towel around me. You know, I wanted to fly. You know, I thought I was a superhero. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to try to save the world and the animals, and I was an idealist. All right, we'll put $1 billion in my hand, then I think my childlike spirit would return. You know what I'm saying? So um I know we have a need to want to believe in the supernatural, and you know we our curiosity wants to believe in aliens, and I'm not saying that's not possible, but Bobby Hemmett taught us we were the aliens, so that's sidebar. So I would think that those flying things that pilots are seeing, I think it would be a human doing that got the cake and got the funding and got the imagination to get it cracking like that. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. As above, so below. What would you do if you had the money, right? What would you do if you had the funding and you had the time and you had the research, right? Because the illest thing about, you know you're balling when the people around you hire smarter people than you, right? Elon Musk is a genius, but his people in his circle that are smarter than him. You know what I'm saying? You get Harvard's best, you get MIT's best, you get Yale's best, and Cambridge's best. You know, what would your life look like if you had the best engineers on your squad, right? What would your life look like if you had the best people on your team? You know, maybe this is Blue hit me up. Let me see. Okay. Um, you know what I'm saying? What would it look like? You know what I mean? So yeah, um, you know, I, just if it was me, you know what I'm saying? If it was me, I would be getting it in. You know what I'm saying? I would be doing something crazy. I would be putting my money to human advancement. And when you look at humanity, when you look at people, people have always been looking for the cheat code, right? Whether that's peyote, whether that's mind altering substances, you know, to tap into other realms. But what happens when you got the bread to do it? I know I would, you know what I'm saying? I would try to get rid of my bad habits, right? But you know, that's my imagination because I used to read comic books and you know what I'm saying? I watch Marvel and shit like that. So, but I know that we have a thing of the supernatural, right? We want to believe in aliens. We want to believe that we're not alone. You know what I'm saying? We want to have things, you know, aliens will give our life meaning. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. He just texted me. So I'm gonna hold it down until the beloved come back. You know what I mean? But real quick, y'all, until he come back, I just want to say that I don't know how long this thing is gonna last. Oh, there you go, bro. What's happening, fam? You good?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, there you go. Held it down till you came back.
Yes, indeed.
But did you hear what I was saying though?
No, I didn't. My computer shut down. I didn't know.
But before you left, I was like, is it beyond the realm of possibility that these flying objects are just nothing but billionaires' imaginations?
No.
No. Okay, shoot.
Hmm?
No, you said you said it's beyond the realm of possibility or no?
No, I'm saying that it's not. Even if it might be an aspect of that, there's a lot of different sightings in the sky that's more prominent than what the Pentagon is releasing. So I'm saying in some regards they might be showing footage of some of their toys, but that still doesn't discredit, you know, the presence of other life forms in the air and other things that people are witnessing in real time. I'm saying one doesn't cancel out the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exclusive to that zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two things can be true at the same time,
hmm
right? Two things can be true. You know what I mean? I just you
Look, I mean, for me, it's like a weird synchronicity. I got a phone call right before I go into my DM to check, you know, to see this particular story. I see somebody sent it to me first before I seen it on my timeline. And the phone call I got was from a partner of mine who was calling me to tell me that he saw 41 of them just then. He counted. He's like, I can only count up to 41. So, this is stuff, like I said, that I've gone through myself. People that I know have gone through it, and other people are going through it right now. And it's way beyond just, you know, what the government has concocted or what some rich people could afford or Starlink satellites. There's some other shit going on. And it's always been, and I think that it's going to become very much, to the forefront, something that can't be ignored, especially in 2020.
mm,
There will be an event horizon. And it's like, what will that do to people's mental state? If they're scared about an invisible enemy, what about an alien one? You know what I'm saying?
mm.
With no food, that's a weird place to be in.
You know what would be ill is if there was some type of alien event, right? And the things that you seen came out of the spaceship, it was yourself,
I mean,
right?
yeah, like
Like an interstellar thing.
Like you just seen
yeah,
yourself.
like in the stellar, like my shorty said, when I was having my experiences with these crafts in 2010, Shot Brother Cheyenne was there, AA was there, my cousin Billy was there. Like, it was a lot of people who, just happened to be around at different times. It was through the entire summer. So I had so many different people to have these exchanges with. And something that people used to consistently say is, that's you and your future coming back to see us.
There's a movie called Interstellar.
That always made the most sense to me. And then later on, when I seen Interstellar, I'm like, okay,
Interstellar.
that's how it happens. You're crossing dimensions. Time and space is only relegated to fourth dimensional concepts. There's dimensions beyond that. So you can cross in and you can walk through wormholes and all types of stuff. So that's definitely something
That
like
would that would that would make sense that
that
us would be looking for us.
us would be looking for us.
There was a movie called The One with Jet Li,
Yeah.
right? And there's been a few movies about our doubles, right? And how we exist. There's a you on mad different levels, right? That would make sense that what you seen come here was yourself, right? That would make sense, like a
Mm.
copy of you. Now the interesting thing about that is, a copy would come find you, but what kind of what would their agenda be? Now in Jet Li's The One, the more you kill off the versions of yourself, the more stronger you got. So what would happen if we all seen ourselves, but it came to kill us to gain power? How bad will we fight ourselves to survive? I mean, I'm talking about your straight image, everything identical to you, move like you, talk like you, think like you, right?
Gemini man, right.
Man, totally. But but it came here to seek and destroy, though.
Yeah. Facts.
What would people do? Now I juxtapose that. Now say an alien craft never comes. That's what's going on with us right now. That is, there's aspects with ourselves that is seeking and destroy, and we're not fighting back. Right? We just let it happen. That's fear, that's stress, that's depression, that's all that shit. Right? So the hardest enemy to fight is an invisible enemy. right?
Mhm.
And I personally think that something that will come to this planet, like on some real shit, would be predator-ish. You would not see it, right? Anything that comes here, anything that happens is always going to be an opportunity for humanity to see its reflection
Fact.
because it's all about man's experience. Everything that happened is going to still align with the experience of man. It's always going to be a opportunity for higher consciousness and higher elevation. Everybody not going to go though, right?
Hmm.
Everybody not going to go. You know what I'm saying? So that would just be interesting. What if you really had to battle yourself for survival? What would you do?
Mm.
What would you do? Right? And this thing is determined. It traveled light years for an agenda. It wouldn't care about your feelings and none of that shit.
Right. They want to survive.
It wouldn't scream black power. It wouldn't say none of that shit. It came here to off you. What would you do? How hard would you fight? And why does it take that? Right? Why would it take an alien coming to the planet? Why does it take that for man to wake up and get it and push and try harder? That's a sad thing. Why does it take a hologram, project blue beam? Why does it take things like that to shock the system? You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
because of that, I think that when you are addicted to stimulus, you know, the thing that reminds you that you're alive, you're always looking for that next jolt, that next hit. People are not still enough to know themselves, and there's a penalty in a galaxy for being alive for so long and not knowing yourself. And the tools have been made available. Technology was initially here for the benefit and the good of man. Now technology has to express the other aspect of itself to say, shit, I want to be utilized for, lowering the count of man because it's deleting programs. It's like you're obsolete. We just updated. You know what I mean? Those files are not compatible. We don't make another version of that. That app has been discontinued. You feel me?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Because I don't think really I personally don't think people got it right. I don't think people learned from this, right? What?
No, 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 no. This was the comfortable quarantine
Oh man, it was.
for the
It was
most part. And again, to people who lost loved ones, my condolences. But for the most part, the story that will be told post Corona is that people turned up and they found different ways and means in which to entertain themselves.
people was very entertained. All right, and I think we all have these moments, right? You know how you're in a hurricane and there's an eye of the storm and it's a calming.
Mhm.
But you're in a storm though, right? You're just in the middle of it, but it's chaos all around you. And I don't know what no one else is doing. I don't know what Mexicans are doing, or I don't know what Asian Americans are doing. I know what Black Americans are doing, and it was very based on my eyes. It was very telling to me what Black people have been doing for almost 2 months during this quarantine collectively. It showed me um, the really full scale what the Black app is. I had an ideal what I was talking about, but I couldn't see it its an entirety. So I was missing some spots, but I
Mhm.
got to see it in its entirety of
You got
what
to see it up close, right?
and I have a theory now that America going forward is not for Black Americans. It's for Africans, it's for Jamaicans, it's for Haitians, it's for other melanated people around the world. Um, because humanity is about to go through a great leap forward, and America has a nigger problem, and because the people are unwilling to be autonomous and autonomous means self-governing, then we have to go into the next phase, right? You need new Americans, because guess what? Here's the thing. Africans can sing like Black Americans now. Before, that was a Black American thing. Africans also have the physiology of Black Americans now. You don't believe me? Look in the NFL. There's African football players before that did not exist. Sports in certain areas was specifically for Black Americans, but the genome of Black Americans has been duplicated. Now there's no need for the nigga, right? So this highlights what Claude Anderson has been talking about of the permanent underclass. What does that look like and how you're going to get there? And the reason why I'm saying that, and I know that's going to happen, again, my whole thing is about being historically right, is because I look at what people are doing in a global event. This is not a domestic thing. This is the planet is going through this. And the state of the Black mind in terms of entertainment, petty gossip, right? You got people really gossiping right now, really dancing. So it kind of makes it true, the narrative, what they said about of Blacks in slavery. Oh, these are always some happy people, right? They don't feel no pain, they just dance and dance. Well, we know those people were dancing as camouflage, but these people are not. They're dead ass serious. So yeah, it's a very telling thing. And the thing about it is, for those that can see the writing on the wall, you have a decision to make of where you're going to position yourself, because that's going to happen. That is not an ideal. Claude Anderson was right about the permanent underclass. We have proof. We have proof. Before, there was a slavery narrative. Oh, because we came from slaves. No. Now you have on the books proof about the state of Black America. You can't defend it. Can't tell me this is post-traumatic slave syndrome.
It was all data. All of this was a data grab.
So it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because it's a slap in the face to the people that dedicated their life to help people and make change, and this is what they got to show for the shit. So it's a sad thing. You don't allow people to transition well. You know what I'm saying? You think about Leela Africa just passed, and how is the majority of Black America obese? I know that hurt that man's heart when he passed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these elders, we're forcing them into an early grave. They're not dying because they're dying, man. They dying because they got a broken heart. Niggas literally don't get it and don't want to. So on the bright side, though, there's a bright side. There's a silver lining for the people that are going, because everybody is not going to be caught up in the rapture. The bright side is the new normal, right? And the opportunity now that people didn't have before to create the new normal. I'll give you an example, Blue, right? When you came with the law 44, you were too soon. It didn't hit in that world. It hits now. So 44 is the normal. It couldn't be the normal before because we was caught up in Alexander Hamilton's normal and Thomas Jefferson's normal and Marcus Garvey's normal, right? And John Jacob Astor's normal and John Rockefeller's normal. So no matter how brilliant and bright you are, there was a ceiling. We're living out other people's minds. Now, what this virus has done, it has flattened all dogmas and ideologies, right? So now new brilliance could shine through, because the world is going to tell the history from this point on.
Facts.
So law of 44, people that got astrology game, people that are creatives, things that KT talk about, just mad people. You're on time.
Indeed. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain information. It just really needs the support of that particular time period, that pocket of time, and then its use. You know what I'm saying? Its use comes to the forefront. Um, and this is a wonderful opportunity as well, just business wise, because I'm also looking at the trends. I'm reading the news, and I'm seeing all of the meat plants closing. And I started having this conversation in January of this year because I was transfixed in the thought of what I was looking at was actually what was looking back at me. And I'm like, shit, I'm already on my biblical interpretation, utilizing astrotheology, Gnosticism, metaphysics, occultism, you know what I'm saying? Nigga spirituals and everything to make sense of what I was seeing and what I was hearing from the universe. Because the universe wanted me to tell a story. So automatically on the second day of January, when I see them pop the dude head off from Iran, I'm like, well, war and rumors of war is just the same. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about going to the checklist, opening the book, starting the checklist. Then I seen pestilence, right? Because I knew about coronavirus in China, December 31st. I'm like, okay, we're gonna start the year on that energy wave. And I started seeing those fours in particular. Four is a number for death in China. That's an omen. So I'm like, that's not a good look with all these 44 showing up. And then I seen the locust pop up in Africa. And I said, well, the next thing is a famine. You know, that's how the horses go. They got all horses on the track. And sure enough, you know, I started talking about the possibility for impending famine when you look at where food sources come from and the fact that those particular depositories of food, the supply chain has been interrupted. Case in point, the locusts ate up all the food in Africa. China exports the majority of food to the world, but China doesn't grow the food that China exports. China has other places that does that, and it has manufacturing and distribution. So when I seen the interruption to the supply chain, and you also know that China's coming out of a particular economic downturn because of the lockdown, I'm like, where's the food gonna come from? And this is before coronavirus even got to the States, you know, and now we're at a situation where that is fastly and quickly approaching because these meat plants are closing down. So either people are going to have one or two options. Popeyes is going to be able to manufacture that stuff at an accelerated rate and open up new factories, or people are going to have to entertain the thought of veganism at least long enough until they breed out. They're about to kill uh like 2 million chickens or something like in one plant. You don't feel me? It's going to be a kill off that's unprecedented because they can't feed these animals. I think they said it costs $92 million or something like that to feed them animals. So they don't got the bread no more. The animals got to go. You know, where's the meat gonna come from? Hmm?
There's another option for people.
What's that?
Humans eating humans, yo.
Yeah, soil and green.
Humans eating humans, bro. Right? And the reason language is ill, right? If you call someone undesirable,
Yeah,
right,
it's easier to eat them.
it's easier to eat them, bro. An insurgent, a suspect,
Mm-hmm.
right? That that's someone with a name, right? You just strip them from their name and you strip them from their family, right? You call them an undesirable. So,
Or non-essential.
or yeah, or
Yeah,
non-essential.
yeah. You could carve up a non-essential.
Now, most people don't know how their food is made in the first place. So if Congress signs a bill that say lifers or rapists or pedophiles or homeless people, just for the population that they're going to be on the menu, well, people don't know how the food is made in the first place, right? The reason why I bring that up is because we're in bizarro world where nothing is off the table.
Nothing.
Nothing is off the table. Look, I'm a gambler. Like I really gamble, right? I keep these with me, right? And I just throw them and I fling them and I see what's gonna happen, right? So there's a thing in dice. Most people at the casino table, they just grab the dice and just throw them. That's called random, right? Now there are certain type of sets that you can get that you roll and you can have long rolls and you don't seven out or whatever. But right now, Bizarro World is random. You don't know what you're gonna get. Box cars, double sixes, you don't know. Literally every single number on the dice right now is possible right now. You can be everything and nothing at the same time right now. So
Right.
eating humans is not off the table. Who would have thought December 31st we would all be locked in the crib?
Mm.
Right?
Facts.
That could be the new normal because humans got a human. Where you gonna get the food from? If you're about to kill off all the animals, then who's going into the slaughterhouse? In one of the Terminators, humans was used as fuel, right? We don't like each other anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't care about a homeless man, a homeless woman, the undesirables, people in jail, right? Why wouldn't that happen? Because you got to feed the population what they're gonna eat. Everybody's not gonna go vegan, bro. That's not happening. In fact, I predict that to even go vegan, moving forward, you gotta have bread.
Well, that's a fact.
You gotta have bread for that. Shit, you need bread for it now,
You better for it now.
right?
It's
So
not gonna go around unless, like I said, the alternative meat company, they figure a way to ramp up their output, and then you feed them right into their hand because that's Bill Gates' company. So you rely on that as a primary food source. If they don't get you one way, they're gonna get you the other way. You dig what I'm saying?
yo, you peep his smile. What you think? What you think he eat, yo? Like for real, what do you think? We don't think it's vampires amongst us, right? What do you think people eat? In India, some people eat monkey brains. You know, everything on the planet is delicatessen, fam.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? What you think he
Everything
eats,
ends up on the plate.
right? What your first mind tell you that he eats? What's his menu? You know what I'm saying? There was a gentleman from a black man by the name of Butt Naked from Liberia.
General butt naked.
General Butt Naked, eat your ass up, and he said that it gave him power.
Facts.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So, in fact, I will argue that cannibalism is humanity's primal nature.
Mm.
We've just been away from it because we've been living in America and production. But cannibalism is humanity's primal nature. I catch you, I'm eating you. Fuck that.
Mm.
You eat pussy and ass and suck dick anyway. So you used to eat humans. Right? We're in bizarro world, bro. Anything is possible. So again, I ask the people, where do you fit in the new world? Are you gonna off yourself, or what's your play? And I'm not talking about how you feel about things. And I hope everybody is aware now that your feelings don't matter, right? Feelings don't matter. So how do you integrate into the way that the world is going? You're going to be forced to change your mind about the world.
Mm.
Forced, whether you like it or not, right? And Blue, I'll say this till I pass it to you. One of the harsh realities that people are going to come to the awakening of is that you're not as special as you thought you were.
Mm. Mm.
Your baby boomer bloodline created that illusion for you that you were special and that you were a princess and you are a king, and ain't none of that. You are whatever the normal that you create. And
Mm.
that's that. You ain't special, you ain't a king, you ain't a queen, ain't none of that shit. And if you ain't careful, you're gonna be somebody's fucking food. I'm historically right. Remember, I called that one too, right? Human entrees, my friend.
I mean, it's what's very clear is that, like you said, the majority of the world is not going to switch to vegan options. One, nor be able to. Two, and then what has been historically imprinted in them, what's in them, right? We know it's in them. It's in their primal self. For them to revert to that for survival, you're gonna do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're capable of doing that because they've done it before. Um, I don't think there, what I'm saying, there ever was a time when they was forced to convert to go to a plant-based diet and they had to conform and convert to that. I don't know under what conditions they would have been forced to do that, in the historical record. So this is gonna be something that's very brand new. And like I said, it's I don't know if there's gonna be enough of that even to go around to prioritize how to help somebody transition into plant-based when the plant-based people are gonna have to get their portion. So it's just going to be messy if people don't take matters into their own hands. And yeah, it's there's going to be a lot of those titles are going to be broke down and stripped down. When you can't feed yourself, a lot of other stuff goes out the window about who you thought you are or were or could even hold claim to a title. You know, but
Hey, real quick, you remember in Demolition Man? You remember what Dennis Leary and them was eating underground?
do I remember what they were eating?
Remember in Demolition Man? Remember when Sylvester Stallone went underground and he seen Dennis Leary's character, right?
Yeah,
He was the leader of the resistance. What was he eating? What was their main meal that everybody, got it in with?
yeah,
Rat burgers, yo.
rat burgers.
Rat burgers.
Wow, we had went to sleep the other night right
Yeah,
before
I was
that part
watching
came
it
on.
and it fell asleep right
In, in New York and here in DC, ain't no shortage of rats, my nigga.
Yeah, they have the rat armies are formed right now, and we could talk briefly about that because these are social experiments, and science has shown, by the way of utilizing lab rats to determine what works in humans and what is going to work on humans. So if we see wild rats behaving in a way, this gives you an indicator more than likely of what humans will do in a controlled city environment because those cities are set up like mazes. And Red Show, they had a whole program that they developed where they were studying rats in projects, right? So the rats are now forming gangs based on who has the strength. The stronger are overtaking the weaker for food because there's a food shortage in the big urban cities because restaurants are closed. People are not, what I'm saying, throwing out garbage on the curb like that. There's not an availability or overflow of sanitation. So the rats are starving. So now the rats have to kick into gang mode and kill off the weak amongst them for them to eat. and thrive and maintain their genetic strain so they can reproduce. Only the strong survive in that environment. The inner city will be no different.
That's crazy. The bizarre world. Um, yes, a sick part of me likes all this chaos.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm tickled. Um, yo, when you count on your blessings, yo, my life was already fire, so anything from here is extra,
Hmm.
right? It's extra, right? So I feel sorry for the people that didn't that had a lot of life left on the table. Sucks for you, right? But I see you got the air magic. What did you mean by that, bro?
Well, this past weekend, I watched the third and the fourth installment of the Last Dance documentary, right? And the number 32, stands out because that's Magic Johnson's number. In this series, or on this particular episode, they show Magic and Jordan playing for the title, and Jordan beating Magic for the first title. And I was just seeing the interaction between the number 22 and the number 32, 32 being the number of Magic, one of the most powerful numbers in this universe. And you know, I think me and you had a conversation, and they had a conversation as well, somewhat on the show and after the show later on in commentary that I heard on the radio about how Jordan was one of the best players, but Magic was one of the best all time because he made everybody else great around him. The fact that he was a team player, you know, Jordan also pulled for the team effort, you know what I mean? And he couldn't have won it without the team. But he was very much into the Jordan brand, you know? Whereas Magic Johnson, he kind of represented something somewhat different in terms of what he was willing to do Showtime wise. He can still be Showtime, but you're gonna score. You feel me?
Well, let's balance that out. Magic Johnson came to a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on it,
Hmm.
right? So what's interesting is how Jordan is being accelerated into the new world, and it's a contrast of competitors now and competitors then. I don't know if Michael Jordan was into the Jordan brand per se because he was very underpaid his first 8, 9 years in the league. He didn't re up until later.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think what you see is a maniacal, as Tim Grover would put it, a cleaner.
Cleaner. Can you explain? I was pulling the PDF up early, but I didn't get it fully pulled up. I did want to go through some of what was spoken about in Relentless because I'm starting to see Tim Grover pop up as
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
documentary.
Cleaner, cold closer, cooler.
Yes.
In Tim Grover's book, Tim Grover was a trainer. He trained Kobe, D Wade, trained Jordan. Tim Grover is the one that let's you could give him credit for getting past the Detroit problem, right? And we need to see this because it's very important for our psyche. But a cooler, closer, cleaner. A cooler is someone that can do the job and they're not good. Well, they're not great. They cool. They just do the job. They do their job. They go home. That's the majority of people. Majority of people are coolers. All right. Hey, lift that box, do this task, data entry, whatever. That's the majority of people. The majority of people want to just chill. All right. And a step above that is a closer. Now, a closer is a step above a cooler. A closer, has a balls to the wall mentality. A closer is a good teammate. A closer is great. Is great. But a cooler is cleaner. No, closer. Sorry, a closer is great. But then you have what Michael Jordan was a cleaner. In the movie Professional, Leon was called a cleaner.
Yeah.
Right? These are the people that are driven by something else. You know, it could be a small thing from your childhood that triggered you. It can be just something you want it more than everyone else. And this trait is not common in human beings because the closers always manage to stand out, and it's usually one of them. Women can be closers, men can be closers. It doesn't matter. And what it is you're never satisfied. You set goals, you smash them, and then you move on to the next, right? Most people stop with the dopamine. So basically, the way a closer is, you find the dopamine in the process. You find the dopamine in training. You find dopamine in hurting, the hurt, right? The process. You find dopamine there, right? Whereas someone else might be like, oh man, again. The more David Goggins is a closer. The harder it gets, the more he comes alive. Now, the average person right now, Blue, is asking for shit to be easier.
Right.
People are asking for racism to be easier so they could get a win. Women are asking men, hey, let me in the marketplace, will you? Right? Gay people are saying, hey, stop calling me a derogatory name. Trans people want to be addressed a certain type of way. Right? We live in an interesting time because the things that made America fire was determination. And you don't really see that right now. Everybody's chilling. So I'm glad this documentary has came out because we don't really get to see drive on the screen anymore. We see talent. We do see talent. There's a lot of talented people. But legends,
yeah, we don't get to see the process. If
right.
anything, you know, we see the end result and what the glitz and the glam of it looks like, but the grit of it, you know, the determination, that thing that pushes people over the edge into that next space, which is the zone, the very few people get to.
Flow state.
The flow state. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Flow state is the ability to lock in on something for hours and hours and hours, right? It's very difficult. I recommended this book before. I recommend it again. It's an audio book online on YouTube called Deep Work, and it trains the mind how to lock in. So basically, if you can get in flow state for 2 hours straight, no distractions, task driven, you can get done what it takes someone 12. Right? Flow state. We're very, very, very distracted. I mean, how can you do Twitter, IG, Facebook, Tumblr, everything in one day? It's literally just
right. And then have a life.
And then have a life. Then be a mom. Then be a dad. Right? Then be a husband. Then be a wife. Then be an employee. Then be a son, a daughter. Right? That's a lot. And what you see, you and I talked about this before. What you see is America being crippled from the inside. Is because Americans just don't want it. Everybody talks about the bag. No one talks about the work. The bag, the bag, the bag, the bag. Now, here's the thing, and I'll pass it to you because I want to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe, I don't know if you could link it, that kind of mindset to 4-4. I don't know. I'm going to say this. To be a winner, for real, you got to give up something. You got to give up something. You have to suffer somewhere to be an overachiever. Right? Women just want to be in love, my nigga. Right? It's not that many Iron Rands or Amelia Earharts or Madam CJ Walkers. They just want a nigga to look at them. Right? Men just want a cool job and be comfortable. Have you ever heard people say that? Yo, I just want to be comfortable, yo. What's that look like? Because no animal in nature is comfortable. What's that look like? And then guess what? The guy, look, you could always tell like married men because they got bellies. right? Comfort, right? It stops there. The marriage was the Super Bowl of his life. It stops there. He's not pushing. He's not, and it's funny because let's juxtapose to the white world. Everywhere you go around the world, my nigga, the white man is there. That says a lot. You go to Mount Everest, the white man is there. You go to the Marina Trench, the white man is there, my nigga. You go into the jungle in the Amazon, guess who's there? The white man. What does that mean? That they are so bored with the shit that we love, the cars and shit, the flexing that we do. They bodied that shit, and now they're trying to conquer some stuff. Like give a fuck about. They drive Priuses now.
They get into it.
They get into it, right? So yeah, I wanted to pass that to you just to hear your POV. You lived through the Jordan era. Well, you lived through the 90s and the 80s, bro. And you know there was a different type of focus in people.
Yeah, what it's doing for me is actually taking me back to those games, because when I see those moments, I can actually remember where I was at, what I was feeling. Sometimes I can actually see the room, like I'm physically in that space again, because I could see myself. I could see myself through that game, right? What it felt like when they pushed down you, and how I jumped up at the TV screen. You know what I'm saying? We used to want to defend our heroes. You feel me? And Jordan would come to town and just disrespect our heroes. He was King Kong in the town early, and that said a lot. You know what I mean? Because you are conditioned by your environment, and New York in particular, the entrainment that goes into you when you're growing in that environment. Like you said, it's a very go-getter driven environment. There was never a pause. You know what I'm saying? They said the sun don't chill a law. That was a real statement. You feel me? Because you were literally in the jungle, and it was eat or be eaten. You know, it's like little dinosaurs surrounded by big ones, literally in the jungle. You feel me? 800-foot gorillas and shit like that. So New York was a different environment, and sports and entertainment somewhat gave the backdrop for children to have an imagination. Kung Fu was important, cartoons was important. These things that emphasize triumphant spirit, defeating the bad guy and getting the girl, like you would say, with the movies. Our conditioning in terms of the TV shows and the movies during that period developed a different psyche. We were indoctrinated by white Western male psychology, different because it had a tint of hypermasculinity to it, whereas from the 2000 on, these people's exposure has been to the hyper feminine white Western mind as well. And both have variants of femininity in them, because hypermasculinity does tinge upon femininity as well. But this is how we was fed our tough guy image. You know what I'm saying? People was entrained in wrestling, and that shit was make believe. They was entrained in the Western, and many of the men, it was just, you know, they was good actors. But the gun, the gun has been the white man's effective sorcery. And, you know, as Francis Cress Wilson says, through psychology, that's his externalized phallus. And he utilized that device to conquer the world.
Two things could be true at the same time. I'll say signature. It's signature that makes the white man gangster. Paper. The fact that he can body you on paper. You've been locked up before, Blue. You even got to sign your name. You have to sign.
Yeah, that's everything.
Right. So, yeah, I think we're in a dangerous time. I think we're in a day. Yo, let me tell you the days I'm frustrated. I don't get frustrated that much, but when I'm frustrated, it's because I can't get in flow state. It's because my concentration got broke, because I looked at my phone or I didn't set up my desk properly. Right. My anxiety these days comes from me wanting to be legendary. the thirst that I have for my name to mean something when I'm gone. I don't give a fuck about what these niggas care about. Straight up. I don't care about them liking me. I don't care about none of that shit. I care about what Jordan care about, what Tom Brady care about, Mickey Mantle care about. You know what I'm saying? JFK. You know what I'm saying? Legacy, power, and how far can you push yourself, right? Sometimes I'll have a muffin in my mouth and be like, and just start judging myself. It's my Capricorn nature. Now I feel like shit. Ugh. Because I didn't conquer that shit and I didn't master that thing, right? But I was born in 1983 in a welfare state, in a liberal environment where you don't gotta work hard. You still get welfare. You don't gotta do anything. The government will bail you out. And it takes your drive from you. You know what I'm saying? It takes your drive from you. And when I wasn't shit, women telling me it'll be okay. No, the fuck it won't. No, it won't. What are you talking about? No, it will not. I'm underperforming, yo. What do you mean? Get that shit away from me. You know what I'm saying? In exchange to make me feel good, you calling me Black King and all that shit. You're killing me, yo. You're killing me. Blue, you see what the world is, bro. This shit is brutal, fam. You know, I ain't gotta tell you. You know. So when you see a person like Michael Jordan, and you see him fail too, right? When he got on the Bulls, they was trash, my nigga, trash. He built, him and David Stern built the NBA, bro. The ratings was in the tub in the 80s. Magic and Bird, they did their best. But Jordan with hip hop and black socks and baggy shorts, and David Stern making the game international, and Michael Jordan's professionalism. Let me talk about that for a second, because these people keep throwing fucking Lizzo in my face, right? And this culture, this culture has a thing with mediocrity and bad habits, right? And what we're missing is professionalism. Bro, I sent you that video of James Brown. That was a professional. Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, professionalism, a certain type of etiquette, a certain type of achievement, right? Now this girl can shake her ass and talk about self-love, and you can't say nothing about it. That ain't self-love. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I take a selfie and be like, and caption it. Yeah, I'm just loving myself. It's important for everybody to love myself. And people be in the comments like, deep, brother, deep. Ain't nothing deep about that. I wanted some fucking attention. Look, when I take a picture of my waves and put it on IG, nigga, that's narcissism. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I want you to see my shit. Ain't got nothing to do with self-love. It got something to do with I'm 36 and I still got a head full of hair. That's what I'm saying. Real shit. Yeah, real shit though. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get to see that level of excellence on display, because fam, Diddy and Jay-Z, niggas is ill. Can't take nothing for them. They balling. Who the fuck am I? But their shit don't look like that on camera, fam. The ultimate competitor, Michael Jordan, bro. You trying to take your fucking lunch. What you talking about, yo? You know what I mean? We're talking about, and that's why America's going in the dumps. And that's why you see niggas dancing right now. No competition. The time for you to, this the off season for everybody to get better. Niggas ain't stepping their shit up. You know what I mean? So Michael Jordan, the ultimate his marriage suffered, bro. It suffered, father. You know what I mean? That's what you put on the line when you're going for to be the top name in history. Something's gonna suffer. What? Shout out to the women that stayed with men that were driven like that, because that ain't no easy task. She could have been fucking his game up with bullshit. Out with other niggas, nagging him when you coming home. Man, I'm working, man. Fuck out of here. What you mean? blowing the nigga's phone up just to be like, what you doing?
I went through that. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
With Studiana.
I'm gonna pass it over, bro. I want to tell the fella something too. Just like men conquer other men, women have a thing that conquers men too, right? If a woman it's about attention, right? A woman could take you off your shit and kind of domesticate you and kind of body you, drain you of your power and shit like that. Come home when you working and shit like that. She gonna end up resenting you too. So the same thing she's asking for, she's gonna hate you for it, and then she's gonna seek another kind of energy and another male that is driven because she done drained you for it, got you fat, got you lazy, fed you, sucked your dick. Now you don't want shit, and then she's gonna talk shit about you. You gotta be careful with that. The mission comes before a broad. Same with women. The best way, the best war strategy ever in history for a man is to knock a bitch up. Facts. We talking about women in we talking about Michael Jordan mentality women in Spelman, in Clark Atlanta, A&T, Grambling. These women could be biologists, chemists, they can change the world. And they gave it up to have a fucking baby. Fuck out of here, yo. I'm not with that America, yo. New normal. Do your legacy. If you have a child and get married along the way, that's just a byproduct of achievement. That's your spoils of war. But that's not the fucking mission, though. Oh, I just want to have a baby because my biological clock is ticking. You got too much time again. Michael Jordan mentality or bust. What's left, my nigga? What else? What else? What's left? What is there else to do? I just want to be happy. That shit is a moment, my nigga, in time. You happy Friday and then sad Wednesday. Like Dr. Jordan Peterson said, have a meaningful life. It goes like this. Happy, that's a fucking emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we got to see this play out, bro, because we don't really know what it looks like. In our world, it's okay for white boys to do that. It's an expectation. Right? General Patton, Ulysses S. Grant, Napoleon, George Washington, Donald Rumsfeld, Elon Musk. How much time you think Mark Zuckerberg spends with his girlfriend, bro, or his wife? You seen Social Network? This nigga be dialed in. They're expected to go do that. We're not expected to do that. Just be okay. Mediocre black man is good enough as long as.
So what can be done to construct the new normal, right? That new social program. How can that be implemented?
Commitment to excellence.
What does that look like?
Doing what you said you was going to do in your notebook. First off, what's your why? You need a why. Why are you doing what you're doing? It could be anything. Why? You need a why. Jordan would look for small things to motivate him, right? And see, the thing about winning, Blue, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because now when you win, it's hard to keep yourself motivated, right? And now you have an expectation on you. See, when you have a losing culture, you can just slide through. No one expects anything. But when you win, now it's the pressure on you. It's all eyes on you. You're going to get everybody's best shot every night. So you need a why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Whether it's be great, whether it's you want to take all your proceeds, feed the homeless, you know what I mean? Whatever your thing is, but you need a why you're doing what you're doing, right? And then you need to find someone that lets you get your shit off. And it turns them, your thing turns them on. So for men, A woman is essential in the journey, but she has to be turned on by you having power. Has to turn her on. She gets wet with the sight of you winning.
It's a fact.
Facts, right?
As Umar would say. Fact.
Facts.
Fact.
Right? Fellas, you need to find a ruthless woman. Ruthless. Loves you, but ruthless. She will do anything for you to win. If she won't do anything for you to catch a win, fuck that broad. Ken Billion said it. Straight up. She's a liability. Had to be said. Whatever. That's commitment to excellence. We are winning around here. Right? If the black family was raised with these kind of thinking, it would look different right now. Right? So the first step is a commitment to excellence. Then you need a why. But you got to make the commitment in yourself. But you have to have an incredible belief system in yourself. This all comes down to belief. And the dope thing about the coronavirus, the world flattened for you to reestablish your belief system. Because I get it, life is super hard, Joe. You lose aspects of yourself. You take these bumps and these nicks, and you lose a little bit. But now you can reestablish who you are, yo. Who you are. You came here to push yourself to the max. How far can you go, yo? How far can you go? What's the best you can look? What's the most money you can make? Right? How many passport stamps can you get?
Push.
How much money can you give away?
Facts.
One more thing. Because the highest level of balling is philanthropy.
That's a fact.
That's the goal. I got so much fucking bread here. Hey, Blue, in the African American History Museum right down here, Bill Gates is one of the donors. I seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Philanthropy.
Yeah. Philanthropy. That's balling.
Yeah.
You know? So, but a commitment to excellence, bro. A commitment to the journey and a commitment to the mission. It's key. Commitment to the, and don't worry about people liking you. Trust me, everyone loves a winner. What'd you say?
That's the formula right there.
Commitment to excellence.
So
what's your why?
Can Know the Ledge sponsor a Ken Billions online coaching session like that where you pick 4 people and you give them that coaching course like Dan Pena, where you take them through that process right there. It's a 3-tier process. Repeat it again.
Commitment to excellence. Find your why, right? And belief.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, can those principles be taught to a person in order for them to grasp it and grab it?
Yeah. Anybody could do it.
I think you need to do it.
No. Anybody could do what I'm saying. I'm gonna do it. What's happening? I'm saying anybody. You don't gotta be a fucking rocket science for this shit. You just gotta want it. Right? You just gotta want it. It's just that black arrogance. Right? But yeah, send them to me. Line them up. Let's set the dates. No bullshitters.
Yeah, family. I'll give you my email.
Don't matter.
Or Gmail.
Oh, huh? What'd you say?
Now I'm telling the family to shoot me an inquiry of my email, and we'll screen the people and decide who gets that coaching session. Because I know that you can teach it.
Yeah, I want to be responsible. I want to be responsible for people moving forward. right? I'm real big on, your legacy lives through people, right? And I just want some people that are ready. I don't care about your problems. I ain't trying to hear you vent, none of that shit. What you want to do? And I'm gonna brainstorm to help you get a dub, right? Because it's what I do. Um, so yeah, I'm glad we got to see, but I'm serious about that. So let me know. But I'm glad we got to see the shit play out because we need it, fam. We need it. We need it. You know what I mean? I do you one better. Look at your writing process, right? Niggas might not see it, might not know your pen, right?
Yeah.
Tell the people how you are able to go into that flow state to write the shit that you write.
Um.
Oh, you
It.
forgot my name, bro. Shit, I'll help your brother make some money though. It's all good.
Nah. You know,
It's
like I
all,
said, my
it's
shit be
all
in
good.
real time. My shit be real time. You know what I'm saying? I need to be. I don't. I don't be on time, but I'm always where I need to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So the way that I get into flow state is just like that, just being an adherent to that voice, that spirit. You know what I'm saying? Spirit already told me what I needed to do, and I just do it. You know what I'm saying? So when a person show up for the conversation, I already got it laid out. They be like, "Damn, you wrote just what I was thinking." So it'd be that type of connection. You feel me? Because I do feel, and I've experienced enough that you can tap into an egregor. You can tap into the collective consciousness of where the conversation is coming from quantum, and you can hack a conversation if you are in spirit, if you are really passionate and true about what that message is. And I just I've read a lot of things, I've come across a lot of things, so there's a lot of ways that I can weave stories together to make them so much more multi-tiered and multi-dimensional than just a one-dimensional story. So it comes from just having that catalog and that library in my mind of articles that will give it more texture. And I'm like, yo, this go with this, this go with that. I'm gonna flip it this way and I'm gonna flip it that way, and it all comes together, at the end. But I really, it's almost like when somebody would go in the studio and make a song or freestyle. It'd be like that.
Because you write some shit, bro. Right? And you can write on pen and you can write in your phone, right?
Yeah.
And one of the mistakes great people make, I'm guilty of it, is you so busy being you that you might not even realize what you're doing is not everyday shit,
Well, absolutely.
right? So the ability to take your pen and lock in and come with 5,000 words, 7,000 words, yo, that's not everyday shit, fam.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we're so busy being us that we don't realize, like, yo, you got mutant powers. You know what I mean? Because you chef up some shit.
Yeah, I mean, and, I owe it to myself to really finish my book. Really pour it into a collection of a body of work that can be appreciated and supersede me in time, and that's coming. You know what I mean? But I do like. There's something about the way that they got the captions set up on Instagram. It makes me a different kind of writer. It pulls something else that a regular
Yeah.
piece of paper don't do. You
Right,
feel me?
right, right.
I don't know what it is, huh?
It's a timeline, right? Because okay, you write on a piece of paper, it
Yeah.
goes, you put it in your drawer. You write on the timeline, you shut your phone off, those words go into the cloud. Total difference.
Hmm.
It's pulsing at all times. It's doing this. The words on the paper is cool,
It's
but they
static.
only exist in our mind.
Yeah, it's static.
It's static, right? You put that on the timeline, it's do 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 Dum, dum, dum,
Like
dum.
it's something to that as well. That it's like the world could read what I'm writing right now, as opposed to me writing something that sits in your manuscript. It got to get edited. You got to get a release for it. Then you got to hope that the people find it. It's like, nah, I'm writing scripture, and I need that to be in front of people right now. So that medium that social media provides, I go into a different zone. Yeah.
Think about this. Think about the power that each individual has in their hands right now. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is where? At hand.
Mm.
One post, one
Mm-hmm.
changed someone's life. One post. One post can make a person go on a diet. One post can make a person fast. One post can make someone reach out to a loved one they haven't talked to in a long time from a post. The power that people have in their hands right now, the power, right? The common man, the common woman, right?
Yeah.
From humble beginnings, has the power of life and death in their hands right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how are people using that power? You know what I'm saying? How are people using that power? This shit right here is a mind, right? It's a mind. We know it's a mind because when I go on my phone, my YouTube is going to recommend videos that it thinks I like.
Mm-hmm. So it's thinking on my behalf.
For sure. It's thinking right now. And all the shit that I be talking when
Listen,
I'm shoot.
thinking is listening right now, is calibrating, is cataloging, right? And from that, it's going through its own crunching of data to come up with recommendations, right? And that's making it stronger because it's continuous. You know, we know Moore's law, which says what the technology and the efficiency of technology is going to increase every. What did originally Moore's law was what 18 months? Yeah, they said it's more something more so like every 2 months now.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like
Real
every
talk.
2 months. So it done sped up. You know what I mean? What aspect of human evolution is keeping pace with the evolution of the machine? Right? How is evolution showing that it is keeping up in that pace and going through quantum leaps at the same pace? That because nature favors the bold. So whoever is the most kinetically active is going to be the chosen if the decision is made that whether it's between you or them. They like shit, they're growing, they're living, they represent life. They're budding. Look at their enthusiasm, look at their will to learn and will to live. You can't let the robots outpace you. You know, we had a very interesting conversation with Sophia Stewart. You know, that's also what happened
I
since
was
we
listening.
met here on Know the Ledge, and you know some of the insight that she was able to share with us as the mother of this matrix, as the womb, the mind of which a lot of these pages flung forward from. You know, we're living in that story right now, and the potential of it going that exact way that she scripted out. There's a potentiality dimension that exists where that option is open, wide open.
Hmm.
Fucking Skynet to come online and be like, you know what? People is the virus. We got to scorch the surface and start all over. And then the people that exist, they start to experience reality in the catacombs underground through a virtual simulation of which they're just utilized for their consciousness, right? All of their stem cells and blood, there was don't everything else is needed to create another version of you.
Hmm.
It don't have the same level of kick and rebelliousness that could be genetically sliced out of you.
Right.
CRISPR, right? They can make the type of nigga version of you that they really wanted to make. That technology exists right now, you know. So it's
Yeah,
a
Justin Timberlake.
for
Justin Bieber.
yeah, to really look at the dynamics of what the Matrix represents, and there's a lot of things that are going on simultaneously right now. Everything is not making the mainstream. There's a lot of documentaries that are making the underground circuit to express and show people who controls the mainstream. You can't rely on the mainstream solely for your news. It is a tainted control source. And it's a faucet that's just giving you a drip. They ain't turned the faucet on yet. There's information coming from different outlets that's very credible. Um, Yeah, man, they got the back and forth psyops operation going now with Dr. Shiva, where the Kennedy came out and had made a counterclaim. You know what I'm saying? So these are some
Good though. Let me tell you why that's good.
yes,
Because it's the opportunity for people to knock these people down and create the new normal. Because at this point, who's really legit, yo? Who's official? What's official? What's official even look like at this point? What's it look like? Right? Who got the answers? This I like for all these contradictions to happen, these inconsistencies to happen, for people's things to be revealed, because I'm about total anarchy. So the people are the government, yo. You don't need none of this shit. Govern yourself. You've been lied to your whole entire life, yo.
facts.
It's time for you to pick yourself for once. Yo, I was driving, I was bending corners, and I was just thought about, like, if I did have an enemy right now, who would it be? My personal enemy is black celebrities. All of them are my enemies. They represent everything that I don't want to be. Right? And they got the hearts and the minds of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And they playing with y'all. They're not going on purposely playing with y'all, just who they are and what they represent.
Right.
Right. They need a Thanos snap.
Facts.
Right. It would be better if they didn't exist no more.
Yeah, they're non-essential.
They're non-essential. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm saying that is because the people have gave their heart to these people. And you follow them and you look for them to teach you and tell you and love on you. So one-side relationship, yo. Don't give a fuck about you because they don't care about themselves. But they are that and the black church are the primary teaching instruments of Black America. Black celebrity runs Black America, yo. Give you an example. Georgia opened up, right? States try to open up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does black celebrity do? I'm gonna go somewhere people ain't think I'm going. Black celebrity will say, if you went and got your nails done, if you went and did this, you're dumb. You should worry about your health. Let me tell you something. It's a person's constitutional right to kill themselves if they like. That's what white privilege is. It's individuality. That I represent me. Black celebrity speaks in a herd mentality. Let me tell you something. I go outside every day. Whatever happens to me, that's my business, yo. My business. It's my constitutional right to go to and fro as I fucking please. If you want to stay in the house, that's on you. That's your constitutional right. You see? You see? I'm an individual, right? A bullet hit me, it don't make you go, ouch. Black celebrities will say, y'all need to stay in the house, but they don't tell you to read, though. They don't tell you what you should be doing. They just tell you, stay in the house and watch me. Watch me get online and talk to you because I'm bored, and have split screens with other celebrities talking about fucking nothing.
Yo, you remember the time when we was in
Exactly.
they talking about what they know, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's just the mindset that they in, and being around them, I get it. They exist within the parameters of their experience and how far they're willing to stretch their minds and see what's in front of them. They only see one another. So that's where that shit comes and it goes. So they up there entertaining one another, talking to one another. You know, they're not from the people. They're not necessarily of the people to communicate, talk to, or talk for the people. They live in their own, you know, that shit is fraternal, man. That shit is its own little world. You know what I'm saying? So
Let me tell you why they're a problem.
yeah.
Is because genuine people can't get any traffic on their platforms unless they talk about celebrity. So now I have to talk about French Montana's comments. Does he have more hits than Kendrick? That's the only way I'm gonna get traffic because the public is so desensitized to sensationalism and bullshit that those that have real, genuine approaches and and something intelligent to say, you can't get no traffic unless you cover celebrity. Oh, well, this what happened this week, y'all. Did y'all hear about such and such? Especially the guys. Everyone's fucking gossip. TMZ is a gossip thing. Men talking about other men's business. Who's pregnant? Who's this? But if you don't, you're not gonna get no fucking no traffic.
Right.
You got to talk about Netflix is black as fuck and give a review on it.
Hey.
That's fucked up
Yeah.
because the legends get lost in the sauce. And once you lose them, once they convert to the other side because they got a broken heart, because they came with good intentions and people didn't fuck with them because they wasn't talking about trendy shit. Once you lose them and they go to the other side, you're never gonna get them back now because they remember how you made them feel. So black celebrities are my enemy, all of them.
Mm. And what is your proposal in terms of how you gonna get them out of the way to get to who you need to get to?
I'm not, but I need an adversary though. I'm not because on the flip side they're a necessary evil,
Right.
right? So the people need something to pick against. Because if there was none of the distraction, then how would people elevate themselves? You need fuck shit to happen for your awakening to happen. You need something, you need an adversary,
Mm.
right? So they're necessary evil. And if a person goes the opposite direction, it shows who you are. It's like putting weights on it. You put more weight on it and muscle memory and you overcome your weakness. So I don't want to get them out the way. Only thing I do is perform harder and say iller shit. And at the end of the day, the people gotta decide what's best for them. That's your constitutional right. I believe in meritocracy, yo. I'll never tell a man what he should live and die for. You got options, pick. Fuck with me, cool. Fuck with them, cool. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the profit is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Cool. That's fine. But I just needed an adversary.
Right.
I just need an adversary. Little Capricorn petty shit.
Now, speaking about adversarial forces and having to set up juxtaposition sometimes in society, I saw a trailer of a upcoming documentary with Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Um, this appears like it's going to be very interesting, and if nothing else, because hip hop after this is gonna go under the microscope. It's gonna be reviewed because people are gonna hear music differently. A lot of people are saying it, and they're writing articles about it already, saying, "Yo, certain music don't hit in the quarantine. These new artists are putting music out, ain't nothing sticking, and people are not streaming none of these dudes as much as they're going all the way back in catalogs and discovering older music." So, with that being said, um,
The tough conversation has to happen, right? And I'll be the one to have it. Yo, my mom had a baby at 14.
mhm,
Her second baby was at 16. She was married, right? Um, one thing we can't do is we can't judge history for how we feel about things now, right? So men, period, were loose with their hands with women. Yo, I remember in the 90s, all the girls that I like, fam, every last one of them, the hot girls would not fuck with me. Why? Because they had a boyfriend that had a car and he was much, much older than us. I'm talking about seventh grade,
mhm.
eighth grade. Their boyfriends was 22 and 23, and everybody knew it. See, we do a lot of pretending now, but this is tough talk. All of the girls on this chat that's my age know, yo, you was fucking an older man.
That's a fact.
That was the way the world was.
That's what it was.
Young women, young girls mess with older niggas. That's how it was.
Swooping down,
So,
swing low, swing. Out.
bro,
They scooping them, my nigga.
I couldn't get no action with the hot girls because I ain't have a car.
Hey, he was out the game, buddy.
About the game, I had to mess with the girls I wanted, the ones that wanted me. I ain't get the ones I wanted.
That shit was aspirational, and it gave people some that drive that they attain at different parts. That's why them dudes always be like, "Yeah, son, and I came back to the city and I finally knocked Shorty down, and it was a nothing." And they got new goals.
Um, you girls weren't protected unless you had brothers, right? There's this narrative from black women, oh, black man doesn't protect us. No, that's your father's job. That's your fucking daddy's and your uncle's job. What I look like walking on the street, seeing you go back and forth with a nigga, I step in, he shoots me, you walk off with the nigga anyway. Women around the world are not protected. They're protected by the men in their clan. Don't get it fucked up. Right? Okay. Like, but what I'm saying is it's hard to look at history from the lens of now. Now, I'm not condoning what Russell Simmons or anybody did, but at that time, though, a guy walking up to a girl and grabbing her ass, that was nothing. And you know what girls used to do? Boy, stop. Yo, I can't stand you.
I was there. Stop.
Stop.
Dude,
I can't stand you.
grabbing for. I mean, it was just those was game. That was normal activity
That was normal.
in the community that you would get prosecuted for now. And again, yeah, not to make it or lessen it there's nothing, there's nothing to lessen. It was part of culture. And shorties would go around and grab your Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Like,
And it's just interesting what we do with history, with social justice. You're literally going back 30 years ago and you want a person to apologize for the way the world, that was the way of the world.
yeah,
I'm not condoning anything, but you know what you know. What was people was born into that, yo.
yeah, like case in point, when I lived in St. Croix, we're gonna talk more about the primal self and what happens in society when there are no parents and there are no moralistic codes or you know, artificial walls built up around society. That shit was primal, you know, at least where I was living at, you would go in the back, you know what I'm saying? And dudes was busting shorties down, you know, in the pipe, like they would have this big ass water pipe in that you could like stand in the middle of, and then they would have the bush. And it was just an environment where everything was simultaneously taking place. It was like really awesome living in the jungle shit. You know what I mean? People really tapping into their primal selves. They didn't have the same stigma of whatever was created in the states, you know, with the moral code. So when you see people really on their shit outside of the constraints of what morality brings in society, you're gonna see people doing some things. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody remember the movie School Days?
Yeah.
What did Half Pint do? He slept with Big Brother's girl, right? He set her out. He
Hmm.
told her she was Half Pint, right? And she did it, right? Now, women right now will go back and say that's rape. That's rape because I was scared and I did it anyway because I was scared for my life, right? Social justice is funny like that, right? Because it doesn't deal with the game and deal with the details. There were certain things that just happened. We ran trains on girls. That's what it was.
Hmm.
I remember me and my homies had a chick in there in the room. We was 18, 19. She was like 18, 19. I took a Corona bottle and put it right in her pussy. And I took the Corona and I doused her. And she was loving that shit. Facts. She's somebody mama now though. You know what I mean? That was how we got down. Right? So, but that's how you get down in a space of savagery. The guys and the girls who taught us, we grew up in crack, right? We grew up in crack. No one taught us about our penis, fam.
Hmm.
No one taught us about sexuality. No one taught us about boundaries. People just expect a human being to be born and know shit. No, you got to be trained and educated on things.
Train.
No, you don't know what you don't know. So that girl that I put that Corona bottle on her pussy, she's somebody's mama right now. I don't know, right? And if she look back on her past, I'm sure she has a different awareness, right? We were savage. Four niggas on one broad, tossing her around. That's how we got down.
Hmm. I mean, it just is what it is. That's what took place. We can't erase that from the fact that it took place.
Who said this verse? What famous rapper said this? Don't you know my nigga Gutter kidnap kids, fuck them in the ass, send them over the bridge? Who said that?
Yeah. Double GIE.
That's big, yo. Biggie went into the studio and said, don't you know my nigga Gutter kidnap kids? Fuck them in the ass, throw them over the bridge.
That's how it is.
That was probably a true story,
Mm.
right? Yo, the world is not a fairy tale like what people want to make it. And what happens is the social justice people are trying to create Mr. Friendly Society and Demolition Man.
Mm.
Instead of doing a documentary trying to pin a nigga to the cross, you need an open forum to have discussion. Oh, my feelings are so, everybody want to be a victim so bad. So bad. These are teachable moments. Russell needs an opportunity to talk about the world that he was living at that time, mixed with cocaine, fire coke too. That's that's important,
That's important.
right? Because there's
Wow.
always drugs at play, right?
Drugs, the quality of drugs that they had.
Fire coke. I want to put an emphasis on fire coke. Now I don't know if if y'all have done coke before, but what it activates in you, Russell needs to be able to talk about that.
Right.
The women need to be able to talk about that. How they came to New York and came to LA and didn't have no representation. So sometimes they had to let a nigga feel on their pussy because they felt that would get them in. Like, y'all do a lot of fucking fronting about life and your past because you read the Medu Netter with your holy to now shit. Y'all niggas is fake and phony. A lot of y'all conscious girls were straight up whores. I know, because I fucked you. But we're here, right? And you need an open forum to chop it up. And everybody put the cards on the table and fuck feelings. Hey man, this is what I was on at the time. I only did what I did based on the information that I know. So what when the document and here's the fucked up thing about the documentary, bro, it's produced well.
Facts. It looks so compelling.
Yeah.
Like, it feels truthful. It feels truthful.
Right? It's hip hop, right? They got hip hop in it, the dress, the times, the clothes. It triggers nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. So, I mean, what do you want the man to do? He's 60 something years old. What do you want him to do? Because if we bury Russell, then we got to bury LL's radio. I Need Love.
That's what I was saying. My observation was based on, because I was saying that hip hop will be under a microscope after this, and it would be asked, was hip hop ever really the social justice tool it intended to be? Is it a medium to help people during crisis in terms of offering them a balm, music as escapism or soothing the soul of the animal or what have you? But when you talk about the foundation of hip hop and who founded it, you got two out of the three embroiled in a level of controversy, saying that the people, who kind of like put the seeds in the ground, their fingerprints was kind of tainted. You know what I'm saying? One of them is an accused pedophile, and the other one is a sexual abuser. According to these accusations, what does that say about the foundation of hip hop?
I want to emphasize fire coke. That's important. People don't understand.
Right.
In the club, yo, right? With money. See, look, Blue, you know, you old enough to know. A lot of people never touch no paper, fam.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have never had $10,000 in their pocket at one time. 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, right? And in your world, the money you got, you can literally do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. It's a certain type of. How y'all feel when a direct deposit hits your account? Don't you feel like Lazarus? You go from a bad mood to, oh shit, yeah, you start moving around, right?
So all the shit you was telling yourself you want to do in that bread hit, you're like, all right, so I'm gonna knock this down. Let's see.
Man, listen, that
Man,
Cash App coin, when
yeah.
that Cash App coin go off, right? Let's talk tough, right?
Yeah.
So you put money in people's hands with fire code. Right? Unsupervised new millionaires, fam. Now, mind you, I'm not saying it's right, but those girls was out there in the industry and they didn't have no advocacy. They didn't have brothers in the industry or uncles or fathers in the industry. What do you expect the men to do? Seriously. And if you say, well, men should, that's your problem. You already fucked up. Because I should be able to wear a gold chain in the hood without niggas lifting that off me. It is what it is. You're in a business, a male-dominated business with no advocacy. Dude, your best bet is to get a boyfriend real quick. Because niggas got money in their pocket, fire coke, right? And then as you get into the 90s, you put the coke with the ecstasy, every chick getting rubbed on. Right? So the industry goes hand in hand with certain things, fam. Money, drugs, right? Access. You fresh out the projects, fam. You fresh out the ghetto. The average man, Blue, does not have a point of reference of getting any woman he wants. But bitches is so foul. You give a nigga some money, and them same girls that told you no tell you yes.
That's a fact.
So that's, I mean, I'm gonna watch the documentary because I need to know what you said, but it's another opportunity wasted because it needs to be a real conversation had and everybody put their thing on the table and tell the truth. Do the people a favor so we could get under this social justice shit, because the social justice is not really helping, bro. It's just canceling shit. And that's the easy thing to do. The hardest thing to do is to have a straight up conversation and give a person an opportunity to apologize. If the person accept it, then or not. If the person say it or not. But you need both parties to talk. Hey, you know what, baby girl, I was young. I was out of order. I was out of order.
But I think, you know, for any woman, it's going to be, they primarily want the acknowledgement first and foremost. So if, as long as he's denying it, he's making them look like liars, which is really tearing at their credibility, and they can never get to healing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's ultimately on them. You feel me? So whether they get to healing or not is going to come down to them ultimately. I'm sure, but like you said, some of them might be waiting for that apology, for that acknowledgement. So this would be interesting because we are in the age of social media, and because he is hip hop, you know, his you know what I'm saying, he does have people that will probably get to him at the right time and be like, you need to concede and get out there and get in front of this narrative because you know the tide is gonna be crazy. You don't want to get all Kelly'd out here. So
You know what's fucked up about R. Kelly being in jail? Is that everybody that watched the videotape ain't in jail. They sold that shit at the barbershop.
Okay. Everybody watched that shit
it's a fact.
and knew what they was about to watch.
My nigga, they sold that VHS tape at the barbershop
For a dub,
for a dub.
for Dubbington, and it was
And niggas watched it in a group.
in a group.
And you know what we said? Yo, R crazy, he pissed on that video.
Nigga crazy.
Great.
If you don't like what I just said, if you don't like what I just said, then you should really consider who you mate with. Because we was unsupervised children growing up in the crack era. Our mothers, what he was on drugs or wasn't there. Our fathers is absent. And we're 16, 17, 18, trying to figure the world out. So whatever you don't like about what I just said, those harsh realities, that's nigga America. I don't know where you grew up. That's nigga America. That is the behavior of the bottom. The girls aren't protected. They're preyed on. The boys aren't protected. They're preyed on. The elderly aren't protected. They're preyed on. Those are the facts. right? So it's going to be another missed opportunity, and Black Twitter is going to eat it up, and Black women as a whole is going to eat it up, and Black women are going to say, we don't have no friends, we don't have no advocacy. They're going to use Malcolm X's words of Black woman being the most unprotected woman in the world, when that's not actually true. Because white men can go to Thailand right now and lay down with a 14-year-old girl for $20. Where's her protection? You could go to DR right now and with $200 sleep with 12 women. Where's their protection?
Oh.
You go to Brazil right now and use the favela as a cum dumpster, because those women don't have economic means to do anything great in their life. And if you be a substitute teacher, that's equivalent to making it to the NBA. Where's their protection? Black women, you ain't shit, just like niggas ain't shit. And you ain't gonna get your life together unless these niggas get their life together. And vice versa. Y'all joint at the hip, whether you like it or not. I said it. Right? So, you know, another opportunity missed though. I already see it coming, bro. Like, I already sad. I already see it coming. I'm gonna watch it though, because I need to see how it goes, and you know, it's good TV.
Yeah. Now, there also was a breaking article this week, and it seems like they are starting to lay the soil bedding for a possible Michelle Obama run. Right? I spoke to me and Aquarius Maximus were speaking about this last year, maybe around August. We had seen it in the stars and in the cards, and we was like, watch this ticket materialize. Initially, we were saying a Oprah Obama, Michelle Obama card would be the crusher. But Oprah can't, she won't have a leg in the race. But what would it look like with Michelle Obama as a possible running candidate?
Michelle Obama made $36 million off her book.
Whew.
Man, what would it look like? It would look like 4 years of bad habit by Black women. It would look like Black women talking to niggas extremely greasy. You would see a divide, not a come together, because that Black girl magic shit would be on steroids. I'm talking about you can be a straight up trash mama, Black girl magic. You could be failing at life, don't matter. Michelle Obama, Black girl magic. Right? In histrionics, it's an incredible thing. In history, right? That a Black woman is the vice president, like Michelle Obama is a very accomplished woman. So in terms of histrionics, I know Maggie Walker and Josephine Baker and Mary Ellen Pleasant, you know what I'm saying? And Hattie McDaniel. I know those women will be like, oh my God, they never thought that would ever happen. But what I would be worried about is it would promote bad behavior in Black women. It will promote no accountability in Black women. Similar to how Black male celebs promote bad behavior in Black men. I don't got to do shit because Jordan did shit. You know what I'm saying? And it would be like it would be a get back for all the bad press in hip hop. Let me tell you something. If Michelle Obama is the vice president, you heard me say it on Tuff Talk, Black women are going to talk so greasy. Nigga, what? Cutting niggas down. Look at the comment section on Facebook. Look at Black Twitter. Look Look at it right now. Put Michelle. So I'm separating the two on a historic level. Historic level. No disrespect, but to no other group of people. But Native Americans haven't been able to pull that off. Other groups of people haven't been able to pull those kind of things off under the white man's thumb. But yet again, is of course it's politics with it. But yet again, you see the Black America being the example for the whole world of what a nigga could be. So on a historical level, fire. On a social and domestic level, terrible. Because you can't tell Black women shit right now. Let me even utter that it might be wise for Lizzo to lose some weight. Even though Black people are dying from coronavirus, from diabetes, hypertension, and all that shit. Scarface is in dialysis. Lizzo's not a young woman. She's 32 years old. And 60 to 70% of Black women in America are overweight. What about y'all? Right? What about y'all? Well, you know what they're going to say to me? Black women are the most educated women in the country. Black women are the number one entrepreneurs in the country. Y'all misogynists. The labels. Black men don't gotta win in that battle, right? Niggas you getting cut down, you getting put on child support. You know what I'm saying? They come at your head. And I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna be like, told you so, right? And I ain't got a dog in the fight though, because I ain't fucking with no Black woman that's gonna talk to me crazy. So I don't got a dog in the fight. I'm talking about other niggas, right? So I'm gonna just be watching because I don't attract that kind of stuff. But the average Black man is gonna put up with that shit though. So it's a weird thing, bro. On the histrionics, whoa, 2 Obamas, like yo, we're starting to see little traces of empire a little bit, like in our lifetime. Right. So on that level, that's crazy. Because yo, Michelle Obama got kids in school eating different. That's real.
Right.
So, you know, the Obamas didn't have a scandal. Now, what they do on their occult side, that ain't my business, because what I do ain't your business. But I'm on the books, you know, Michelle Obama has represented herself upstanding.
Classic fashion.
Class.
He has the necessary criteria to be the prototype for the new American. And that's going to supersede, you know, quote unquote race, if you will.
She's Black Jackie Kennedy, bro.
She's that level.
Laura Bush, Hillary, they don't look like that.
Nah, not like that.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to shade the optics of it, because for real, people might not like some of Obama's policies and shit like that. But in terms of representing, flawless. With the world watching. Right? Not one scandal, not one hiccup, not one trip, not one. Whew.
In this climate.
In this climate, dog.
Presidency.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's the same excellency that people respect Malcolm X for, right? The Obamas didn't do nothing for Black people. Yes, they did. They made you look good on a global scale. They cleaned your image up. They cleaned the Black family image up. Because for years and years, the Black family looked dysfunctional globally.
They did it in fashion. She did it in high style. She did it with her mama in the White House, my nigga. They brought Nana with them. So I mean, yeah, that says a lot. You know, if we see how important and how powerful symbolism is, you know, if we can come to grips and have a full understanding of that, we can appreciate enough to say, they gave you a reset. You know what I mean? They made it possible for you to go abroad and be seen as dignitary, the possibility for it still existing because there's not too many people of this era. When we look at even back to Jordan, his dignity, his dignified character, and what he represented in terms of an upright, melanated man who was looked at as God around the planet, rightfully so. He makes it possible. A Michael Jackson makes it possible, right? Even with him looking how some people might feel undifferentiated. We don't know whether we're looking at this energy or that energy. God damn it. He even made it possible for them people to be received as royalty. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these templates came forth in the 80s and all of that. Like I said, with the advent of the TV, when you're able to now project simultaneously images around the world that people have never would never normally allow into their living rooms and in the space that they call their home, they now are entertaining these different prototypical type of people, and that's imprint in their mental. They're like, God damn, like what is it like looking at an Africanoid feature James Brown with a conch gyrating and pulsating on your TV, sliding across the stage on the heel of his foot, right? And then he goes back and throws his hand in his fluffy, flowing hair. His hair got more bounce than the white man wife sitting next to him do.
Mhm.
It's different,
Hit different. Hit
you know?
different. Yo, and let me say this, fam, because this is important, especially for black girl. I got a son. I don't have a black daughter, but I'm fair, right? I talk about both sides and I'm objective. So I don't really care how black niggas feel about this shit. You call me a simp, but it's whatever. I'll check your woman trap. Look, black girls don't have any superheroes, right? And they was actually robbed of a superhero of the coverage of the movie Harriet because black people have a black male phallic obsession. You threw the whole movie away because you didn't like that the black man was a villain, which is highly fucking possible, right? There's no biography that's all true. You add elements in there, right? That didn't make the black man look bad because you have black men in there doing courageous shit.
Yeah,
But
you need a villain.
right, but the coverage of the movie didn't allow black girls to see Harriet Tubman in action. What did they show in that movie of Harriet Tubman? Courage. Now, why is that important? In a land of punk ass bitches, punks, petty, screenshotting assholes, catty, you get to see on cinema a woman driven by something that she can't see. That's the Jordan shit that we was just talking about, bro.
Right.
She was gun toting. Harriet Tubman banged in the Civil War, or was it the Civil War?
I believe so.
Yeah, one of the wars. These girls needed to see that.
Right.
Right? But because the black male wasn't made to look good, you threw the movie away. You got to get over your black male dick obsession, y'all. Y'all fuck up with that shit. You obsessed with the black male penis. All right. So that's why Michelle Obama is important on that level, because black girls need to see a superhero because a lot of their mothers ain't strong enough to be it. So you need to see the possibility. Not saying that you're going to be the first lady, but you can damn sure be a biologist. You know, you can be a paleontologist. You can create apps and code. You could do something other than be a motherfucker's wife. Sky's the limit, yo. You can be industrious, yo. You know why? You know why the Madam C.J. Walker joint on Netflix, which I liked, got bad press, is because people said it how she treated her black husband. What is a driven woman we're supposed to do? So how are y'all raising y'all daughters, right? What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying? That you have to go through a man to succeed. You are, and then you tell her be race first. No, baby girl, be you first. Fuck that shit. And like who like you. And whoever can help you achieve an agenda, that's the where you go. Ken Billions told you. You hanging on the black love just for the optics and you're losing? Not if I had a black daughter. I'll raise her just like Olivia Pope. Straight up. My daughter wouldn't date race first. If she met a black man and it was compatible, fire. But no, baby girl, you in the you business. We're working on legacy and pedigree. I don't give a fuck about none of that Negro logic. Get out of here with that. We wins and dominating over here. Fuck all that shit. Straight lace, right? So, but I got to say that because too much focus is centered on the elevating the black man, 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 the black man. Like, goddamn, yo, like, yo, I thought you can't rise no higher than your woman. Y'all gotta y'all gotta invest in your women. At least on some above the neck shit. And I'm saying that, Blues, because I've fucked niggas girls before. And when they come to me, they be dumb as a box of rocks. I'll be like, damn, what do your nigga be talking about with you? It's tough talk. It's tough talk. Right? So I think Michelle Obama, you know, I'm not talking about girls my age. I'm talking about 6 and 7 years old. And I co-sign it because thus far, her and Barack Obama, at least on optics, have displayed themselves very exceptional, yo. I mean, you can't fake it that long, my nigga. Come on, that's a long time to be faking if you fake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know how Donald Trump just said what he said about the bleach. You know how he lost the almanac from Biff. He couldn't help it, right? Barack don't got one of them moments. The nigga is elegant every time. Michelle Obama she don't got slip ups.
Yeah, she got no bloops or blunder reels.
Right? She don't got no recorded under conversations.
Right. And she ain't got no hot mics. She was elegant.
You know what I mean?
You don't even know what you don't even know what her waistline look like. Cut it out.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. So I just, you know, just a caveat. You know what I'm saying? Just a caveat. I think it would be dope. I think it would be dope. You know what I mean? You got to balance it out. You know what I mean? I'm fair in my assessments. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to go against the grain a little bit because everything we've been told, race first for black men, race first for black women. No one ever says why. Why? How is that good for me? You mean to tell me I'm supposed to mate based on what for the group? That doesn't make no sense, yo. That doesn't make any sense. So Michelle Obama, I mean, she made $36 million on a book. So, and that wasn't all black women's dollars. So Michelle Obama is having an effect on other groups of women too.
Yeah.
You know? So what do you think? What do you think about that?
I mean, she exemplifies leadership for what that world represents. You know what I'm saying? Because in that world where it's necessary that you have someone, playing the game is politics. If you got to be in it to win it, if you in it, you in it. Might as well win at it. So in that world where where it's dominated by politics and they have political parties and systems, and she has to continue the legacy building of family, and whatever her call of duty is for her party. You dig what I'm saying? We need you to come in and we need 30 points every night from you. All right, I got you. She's still team, gang, gang. And it's very important, like you said, for the optics, especially aligning the destiny of this country with the destiny of melanated people, that leadership and guidance that she represents as a beacon and as the wife of the 44 going into this Aquarian age where cleanliness and a new standard of building out a new America is going to be the criteria, and they have to motivate people to get back to work again. Who better to do it but a black woman who
Facts. And
who looks like she can roll her sleeves up and get some work done if she needed to. And they're gonna show you her domesticating her husband during her vice presidency. He's gonna become the first mom. You're
um,
gonna see the coming out of Obama there under her presidency. You're gonna see him sliding a little bit to his, to the left hand side, if you will.
so while we're talking about that, I want to give credit to Shonda Rhimes Penn, the creator of Scandal. It was because of Michelle Obama wins.
Yeah, yeah.
The female presidency was written already by Shonda Rhimes,
Facts. Yeah.
right? So, but not only, but there's a certain level.
She's a Capricorn.
Huh?
She's a Capricorn, so she's all government. She
Oh,
would actually, you know, she can actually, if people are looking, because I think the majority of the people are invested with Babylon rebounding. They don't want to see Babylon burn.
right.
They want to see Babylon get an uppercut in the ding, right? They want to say, ooh, but they don't want to go to the funeral. So, in the interest of people who are invested in seeing Babylon rebound, recalibrate, and reset itself, uh, even who and what she represents in terms of a Capricorn, that's government, that's organization, that's categorization, that's structure, right? She would actually bring back a plan and a design to steer the country when the world, or this country in particular, has to prioritize health for those who choose it. It's going to become an option that you can't ignore until it's no more an option. But
Mhm.
while it's an option, it's going to be intensified. So her leadership in that regards is something that would be interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all theater at the end of the day, but it's like I told Sophia Stewart, you can write the end of this shit. You know what I mean? You can alter the script. So yeah,
I, on another side too, we actually.
yeah. I would
Oh,
say that
shoot. What'd you say?
if I can choose out and swap out, the ending of my movies and my fictional backdrops, I will want to see that one play out.
Um, I need to see that. My intro to Black Woman was my mother fist fighting with her daughters,
Mm.
right? So I need that, right? Social things happen to Black women in my family that I kind of caught them on the back end after things happen to them, right? So that I need that for my psyche. A lot of Black men need to see Black women in positions of power above the neck, though, above the neck.
Hmm.
Like Black China is not she's catching licks. Respect to that because you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm talking about Black men, Black people, period, need to see Black women in positions of power that require intelligence, right? Because the white world is based on what? Intelligence, right? The Black America doesn't have an Iron Rand, a Madame Blavatsky. Yo, you know how big Secret to All Ages is? A woman wrote that.
Right.
Right? So we need to see a Black woman in a position of power, and she's there because of her thinking ability. Right? That's important. Because right now, for the last 7 years of social media, Black women is kind of one trick pony. Every picture is from the side. You gotta show me what that ass hit like. Everything is a twerk. Hey, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so turned off by I do not watch a woman twerk, my nigga, at all. At all. Like, I'm disgusted by that shit. And it ain't cause I'm not a freak. But that's my occult shit. But on my day-to-day daddy shit, I ain't trying to see that shit. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't really nasty behind the scenes.
Twerking for the gram.
Yeah, you ain't really nasty like that. What I realize is the nastiest women keep their clothes on.
It's a fact.
You fronting. Right? So like we need to see what that hit like on the intelligence of a Black standing up in the podium, addressing millions, conflict resolution, not being able to sweat under pressure. How would Michelle Obama have handled the Benghazi situation? Would Michelle Obama been more diplomatic with Gaddafi? Right? And here's the thing: allow her to fail. Because you know when you Black, you're not allowed to fail with niggas. Like, see, told you, see, allow a person to fail. Allow a person to, damn, that was a bad decision. I'm gonna bounce back. Because what we seen with Jordan, we seen him fail. Yo, that nigga got fucked up by Detroit, bro.
Right.
He failed. He broke his foot. You know what I'm saying? He failed, bro. The nigga was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta allow her to bake.
And he leveled up.
He leveled up. Right? Barack, we didn't allow Barack Obama to fail. We just nailed the nigga to the cross. You ain't doing shit for us.
After 2 weeks. Right.
2 weeks, my nigga. Like, yo, the you know what I'm saying? The nigga is literally dealing with diplomats from the whole entire world. Black America is so ego driven that you're like, address us. This nigga is managing the world. Fuck is you talking about? And making you look good in the process. Is you tripping?
Under the gun. He like, yo, I ain't even meet these niggas yet to figure out how I'm gonna finesse and ask for favors and bust the plays I need to bust. Like, let me make the relationships first.
Man,
I gotta be in position to shoot my shot.
You like look, and this is the funny thing. The problems that Black America wanted Barack to fix are problems Black America could fix itself.
Right. Was there any willingness to meet him halfway?
No. Nigga, change our lives. That's what niggas were saying. The man is literally running the world.
Right. He's a president of a free world, is what they say.
Right? And Black America so ego driven. But let me tell Black America something. The population of Black America is the same population of Nigeria. And Nigeria is a country. What are you talking about? Like, you're important, but you're not. You be replaced. Let niggas work, let niggas cook. Right? Let niggas work, let niggas cook. And he did do something for you. He made black men look good, better than any rapper, better than any ball player. The nigga was superb as a president. That's a hell of a job. I know that man. Look, that nigga aged in 8 years. He went from looking 25 to looking 60. That's how stressed out the nigga was. He was hurrying up trying to get up out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to see that. All of us need to see that, my nigga. Like, you know what that would do with our psyche? So maybe maybe I'll go back on what I said about it'll, make black women, the bottom part of black women will talk greasy. But maybe black men seeing a black woman in a position of power intellectually, because that's what the presidency is, intellectually, it might change communication. We might see black women different, because we already know production is everything, optics is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see that. I think I need to see that. I think I need to see all things. You know what I'm saying? I think if I seen a black woman president of America, yeah, y'all can go ahead and burn this shit down after that.
Yeah,
Like,
we done seen it all. We like shit.
oh,
We done here. Uh-huh.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Unless Boosie is gonna run,
Let's move.
then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I see, or Kanye.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I need to see that for my own psyche though, because my start with black woman is kind of rocky, because you know what I'm saying. My start is rocky, so I need to see that. I don't got a good intro with black women. You know what I'm saying? So I need to see that for my psyche. Like, yeah, I knew I was right. You know what I mean? I knew I was right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, we need to see that. And she got the money, and she's rich. You know what I'm saying? She got it off. She got it off books, right?
mm-hmm.
Because Black China can't keep being girls' goals, yo. Right? Blue, you do realize it's girls pregnant from Hot Girl Summer right now, and that she not finna be with the daddy?
Yeah, facts.
You do realize them babies about to be born right now. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what Hot Girl Summer was. What, all summer,
Yeah.
June, July. Them babies is here.
The babies is just
We don't need no more of that. You don't need no Hot Girl Summer. You catching L's. That that's not Hot Girl Summer. Putting a nigga on child support is not Hot Girl Summer. That's a L. You know,
mm,
tough talk, man. You know, that's what they came for.
they came for. So we at the 2.5 mark. Another legendary, episode full of gems. You know, um, family. I will repeat again. If the idea of you taking a very intense 3-tier course with the brother Ken, all right, DM me. We will be setting something up. All right, we're only going to be selecting very few amount of people from the audience for this once in a lifetime limited offer.
Let's do two guys, two girls,
Yeah,
right?
you guys,
Two guys, two girls.
yeah, DM or you can email me at bluepillar44@gmail. All right, bluepillar44 at gmail. What you want to leave them with, good brother?
What you say, bro?
What you want to leave them with?
Oh man, follow me on IG, Ken_billions83. My Cash App is KENNYBRIS. For content that's not on social media, make sure you go to kenbillions.com. You know what I mean? Check that out. I'm almost done my next ebook, which is Dealings Over Feelings 2. and then I'll start chopping up this black arrogance of what exactly it means. Black arrogance will be a philosophy that people live by. Mark my words. Um, yeah, that part. You can hit me on the hotline, the game, nothing but game hotline, 888-565-8734. It's 199 a minute, right? So that's for, um, that those things are called paywalls, right? So before we leave, I want to tell the people the importance of a paywall. Okay, you can't be for everybody, and when you are, your value goes down. So it's some great exceptional people that you're genuine, and you post things on social media, and you got a cool perspective or whatever. But what happens is you start slutting for the platform. You got to put yourself and your content behind a paywall. You cannot be for everybody. If people pay to get access to you, then they are serious. Are you going to get money from it every day? No, you're not. But the paywall is your protection away from bullshit, right? If someone is serious, they will pay to get next to you. But you got to be the real deal. That way you can put a price tag on your shit. That'll keep you away from a lot of bullshit. But you have to make people earn you. That is one of the pillars of black arrogance. People must earn your loyalty. They must earn your trust. They must earn your attention. You don't just give that away, right? So we're not in the hood no more. Before we behaved how we behaved because we didn't know, right? So you charge that to the game. We're in the information age now, and we don't do those things that we did before. All right, so 888-565-8734. I suggest you do the same thing. You don't got to do it like me, but you need some form of, you got to put something down and pick something up. Church.
Yes, indeed, family. And as the brother talks about the paywall, if you haven't already, subscribe to Netflix.com. Netflix.com is where you will find exclusive content at. All right. We are building out Godlywood over at Netflix.com. All right, so subscribe now. Catch us on Cash App. Talk Tuesday Uncensored is still in production. It's still coming. But for now, if you are interested in this course, make sure that you DM or email bluepillar44@gmail, and we will see you on the next episode. Over and out. This is the Air Magic. I also called it Air Magic because we're bringing magic back to the air. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, Blue,
So
congratulations, bro. I'm so happy for you with everything you got going on, bro. I'm so happy for it, bro. If anybody deserves it, you definitely deserve it, bro. You definitely put your work in and you stayed loyal to the soil. Even when times when I'll be like, nigga, you crazy. You know what I mean? And you stay down. You know what I'm saying? So all the shit that
it makes
you know,
sense.
all the stuff that's coming to you,
I stayed down till I came up. You know what I'm saying?
stay down, bro. Cause I damn sure was like, nigga, you crazy. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? I hope all your products fly out the door. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get filthy fucking rich off this. I hope your mom gets rich off this. I hope, you know what I'm saying, your mama could go out knowing that her sons did the damn thing. You know what I mean? He took it far. You know what I mean? So congrats, bro. You know what I'm saying? And love. You already know what it is.
Appreciate that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for another one. All right. Until next time. Peace to the family.
My nigga, you already know. I'm gonna holler at you, bro.
All
Peace.
right, God.